All right, so question of the day. Gaff cards. Are they usable? Are they outdated? Do you guys even use them at all? Are they even practical is really the question. Today we're talking about 2 gaff decks that I own. I try not to own any more than these only because I frankly never use gaff cards. I'll explain why. But these are 2 that I'm just going to review, and I want to give one away. I'm going to give away the Madison Gamblers, and I'll send this out too for the winner. But you'll need either black rounders or the green dealers. For the winner, I will send out Madison Gamblers and a black rounders set here so that you can use it. I'll show you what it looks like, but I just want to talk about it. Are we still using it nowadays? Because honestly, I find this stuff kind of really impractical. So just so you know how this works, for this giveaway, what we'll do is let's get this video to 300 likes. These are no longer made anymore, and they're kind of expensive and rare. So I want to give it out at a slight cost. Again, no cost to you. The only thing is just drop a like in this video, leave me a comment, and then I will randomly select one of those comments. And if you've liked and subscribed to the channel, well then this baby is yours if we can hit 300 likes on this video. So just interact with me. I'm not gonna give this one away. I'll show you what it looks like, but this one's just so impractical to use. It's cute, but I would never endorse this just because of how fake it can be. It's fun to look at, and it's a relic of a bygone era, but I'll still show it anyway. So why don't I like gaff cards? First, they're just super impractical. There are plenty of amazing tricks you can utilize these for, especially the gamblers, to make it seem like you've got amazing skill with a deck of cards. Anything from turning 5 randomly selected cards to a perfect poker hand, all with literally just showing it and putting it down on the table. You can turn one set of cards into another. You can do pretty much a lot of other things, but the thing for me is you'd have to carry around, if not this entire packet, you'd have to carry around 2 or 3 in the deck, ready to use at a moment's notice. And although they do entertain people really well, you can never really show the trick, you can never expose it, and I'm a fan of exposing maneuvers that I do. But you'd also have to have them in the deck, inconspicuously hidden away, but ready to be used. I'm a big fan of using the participants in these tricks. You can't really use them, you can't really hand off the deck unless you secretly take them away, the gaff cards, and hide them away and then bring them back. And again, it's doable, but for me, I just love practicality, and this is not one of those things that's just really practical. On screen, it makes for great videos. I mean, I've released several shorts where I think in 1 or 2 of them, if you go back into the shorts that I've released, there's one where I show the poker hand just being 5 random cards just being displayed, and then they turn into a perfect poker hand. Again, great for video, but honestly, they do not really bode well for in-person demonstrations. Now, these are really well done. Again, they allow you to utilize either the green dealers, if you have these, or the black rounders, and somebody will have these pretty soon. So you can get pretty diverse there with 2 different cards. The deck is basically split up, half of them being used for green, half of them used for black, and then there's like about maybe 10-15 cards that are interchangeable, but allow you to do really neat things like 4 of a kind center deal. So you throw in 4 aces into the middle of the deck, no shuffling, it's completely clean, and then you can just deal out as if it were a bottom deal or a Greek deal. Again, those are maneuvers that are pretty difficult to learn if you don't have the time for it, but these gaff cards allow you to be able to do that with absolutely no skill. Now, the Bicycle Gaff Decks. I hate these. So, I mean, I keep them only because for me they're a relic, and they take me back to the days when I first got into this and I was starting to collect these types of decks. This is not usable at all. And when I say not usable, this is not usable for the person that wants to seem very inconspicuous and wants to seem as hands-off as possible. This is a joke, okay? And I'm gonna show you, I'll throw in a couple of clips here and there. There's basically some tricks where you can show a 3 of spades and you basically just smear the pips, and they just, the ink just comes right off. It's just like things that nobody, sure, you could show a little kid and they may be amazed, but they're just not practical. There's another one where I think you show like a 7 of clubs and then you just slam it with your fist or on the table and it splits into 3.5 and 3.5, and you can do like a little gag like, here's your card, but here's a trick where you can split up this card into 2 different cards and print the ink on 2 different cards. It's not practical at all. It's like I said, it's a bunch of, I think it's just a bunch of gags, and they're obviously not made anymore. I got them from Illusionist a while back. I want to say almost 10 years ago. I don't think I have another sealed one. These are open and they're pretty abused and used just because I really tried incorporating them, and they just, if you want to be taken seriously, don't ever bring these out, because I mean, if people are amazed by those, then maybe either find a new crowd to perform for, or I don't know. And look, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just haven't really found good reasons to have to use gaff cards. The only one that I really would use, and most decks of cards tend to have them, especially if you get them from custom designers, are double back cards. Double back cards help for a ton of different things, but it is a card that can slide underneath the radar. One thing that I do is, and I normally don't use it too often, but there have been a few times where I accidentally left it in the deck. I told the participant to go find a card, and they ran into this one. They were really confused, and I played it off. I was just like, I've done it 1 or 2 ways. I'll just be like, oh, that's odd. That I didn't know they printed double back card. That's weird. Here, I'll take that. I just got rid of it. Or I might say, hey, that's probably one of the ad cards or something that came in. This is a brand new deck, so I'll play it off. It's really easy to. But what I have found is that in the past, if you get caught with a card that has 2 different cards printed on there, it just looks odd. You never want people to think you're using a magic deck. Again, that term is really ambiguous and kind of weird and strange, but you'll often get people asking, is this some kind of trick deck? And the moment they catch you with one of these cards in there, if you're not pretty sly about it and quick, you've lost all credibility. And so that's why I never keep them in my arsenal here, or even just on my person or in my decks, just because they will cause too much suspicion. And as I've preached in other videos past, I want it to seem so practical, so impromptu, and I want my tricks to look like they can be done in the spectator's hands without me ever touching them. Now look, I do not mean to discourage anybody. If you heavily rely on gaff cards, great, you know, and I hope it works out for you. I personally just love to have a little more skill in my hands rather than just a bunch of fake cards, and I'd love to be fully transparent with people whenever they're handling these. If you don't use these, awesome. Very proud of you. Great job. Keep up the good work. But again, these are really nice just to have around for a video or 2, or some demonstrations at your house where you can just kind of be impromptu and you can just kind of be very transparent. Hey, this is a joke. Let me show you how I use this joke. A really well-built joke, by the way, but one I will never keep on my person. So those are my thoughts on gaff card. And once again, these, actually, hold on. These are yours. These are yours. If we can get this video 300 likes, shoot me a comment. I'll randomly select one of these comments. Let's give it about a week. That should be enough time. Let's give it about a week, and shipping costs included. These are yours. I will send them out to you with no hesitation. You know what? I have not had coffee. That's what I'm gonna go do. Go brew some coffee. Start early in the morning. We'll see you guys next week, and I'm gonna go brew myself some coffee.